excited about, oh Lord Jesus, almost got. We got new colors for the iMac. We even have some other new features for the iPad. And on top of that, we have a new color option for the iPhone 12 and 12 mini. And for you haters out there that feel it ain't all that.
Be quiet, Tiffany. Be quiet.
Okay. Because this is a safe space for my fellow Apple friends. So let's get into the details. Now, let's talk about these iMacs, okay? I know when I was little, Apple had the, big body iMacs that came in all these different colors, and they were just so pretty. I just wanted to interact with it, just simply off of how it looked. I knew nothing about Macs. I just knew it was a gorgeous computer. I was appreciating its beauty. So to now be at a point where they removed that big body and they slimmed it down and added a ton of beautiful colors to choose from and added the M1 chip to it. Yeah, I need. So now you can choose from blue, green, pink, silver, yellow, orange, or purple. So you have this beautiful flat panel display and this kind of squarish design that really puts me in the mindset of my iPhone 12 here and references this kind of rounded rectangle design. There's so many nice colors, I don't even know which one I would go for. I'm lying, I do. I would go for the yellow or the orange. It's the colors for me, it's the colors. And it explains the little teaser logo for the keynote.
What?
The little spirals. We got all of these new colors to choose from, and the symbol for the keynote was made up of all these beautiful colors. Now, although we have all these new colors, they are divided amongst two different iMac versions that you can get. So you can get the 24-inch version that only has 2 Thunderbolt ports, or you can choose from all the colors if you get the 24-inch iMac M1 version that has 2 Thunderbolt ports and 2 USB 3 ports. Now the 2-port option starts at $12.99, whereas the 4-port option starts at $14.99. Now the differences between these two, other than the colors, is that you can get up to 2 terabytes of storage on that 4-port option versus only being able to go up to 1 terabyte on the 2-port option. Outside of that though, they both can go up to 16 gigabytes. They both have the M1 chip and an 8-core CPU, and they both also have the same 1080p FaceTime camera. Personally, I'd say for that, $200 difference, I would just go with the higher end option for that price difference and what you get for it. But I'm really excited to see these in action because I know, like I just recently did a video on the new M1 13-inch MacBook Pro. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it somewhere in here. But I was just outdone by how well it performed. It basically kept up with my 16-inch MacBook Pro that was fully maxed out. So as I sit here and I look at the specs for these 24-inch iMacs, I can't help but wonder how well it can keep up with the 27-inch iMacs that looks like it has a higher spec sheet. I'm definitely curious to see how well it keeps up with that. So at this point in time, you can either buy an iMac 24-inch, an iMac 27-inch, or a Mac Pro or a Mac Mini. So it looks like the new M1 24-inch iMacs have replaced the 21-inch iMacs. Now these new M1 iMacs can be ordered on April 30th and will be available the second half of May. But before we go any further, if you have been enjoying the video, feel free to hit that like button down below if you feel inclined to, and the subscribe button so you can continue to get more content from me. Just had to do a little quick reminder before we both forget. But yeah, oh my God, it's just the design for me, y'all. These iMacs are gonna set a room off. It's like a decor piece, that's how good they look. But which color iMac would you be interested in if you were to get one? I gotta say, the yellow and the orange definitely. That purple though, that purple's looking kind of good because it's a deep shade of purple, like Barney purple. And the fact that it's only 11.5 millimeters thin, but Apple was able to achieve this thin form factor thanks to the M1 chip inside, which basically kind of looks like the computer system exists in the chin or the bottom of the iMac. And the fans inside are quieter because that bulky thermal system that was once inside is now replaced by 2 small fans that's gonna help it run extremely quiet. And it's gonna stay under 10 decibels, which is, like barely audible to the human ear. That means it has reduced the volume by over 50%. I'm here for it. On top of that, it also weighs less than 40 pounds, which I am also here for because the current iMac lineups, yeah, when it comes time to move one of those, you feel the weight. These new iMacs are basically going to be like blazing fast, especially when you compare them to the previous 21.5-inch models, which is really good for me, especially when I consider the fact that they said that you can run hundreds of tabs in Safari, because I'm definitely the type that has a ton of tabs open. It also has a 2 times faster graphics, which means you can do things like edit up to 5 streams of 4K footage or 1 stream of 8K footage. And I love the fact that the attention to these new colors is not only applied applied to the iMac, but also to its accessories, as you now have new color options for the Magic Mouse, keyboard, and trackpad. The power cable has also been changed. It now attaches magnetically to the back of the computer, and it also has a woven cable that matches the color of the iMac. And the power adapter, it now has an Ethernet port on it so that you can, go ahead and connect your Ethernet cable to that to clean up your setup instead of having to connect to a hub or looking for it on the back of your iMac. But you know what? As I say this, y'all, hold up, let me double check before I speak on it. I just realized what port is missing. Am I seeing correctly? But as happy as I am for all these new improvements, Apple removed one key element. The micro SD card slot. Why? I don't like that. I don't like that. Maybe it's just me, but I really like the fact that the iMacs at least gave us the micro SD card slots. So now for my creatives out there, they get this beautiful iMac. We have to rely on a hub to connect our SD cards. That sucks. All this emphasis on, the beauty of the setup. Hopefully manufacturers of these hubs will try to, match the color of the iMacs so we can keep that beautiful color scheme going on that we might have set up. I already dislike not having a micro SD card slot on my MacBook, but I guess I should have seen it coming when they brought out the new M1 iMacs, because on the new M1 Mac Minis, I don't believe there's an SD card slot up there as well. But yeah, the new iMacs were definitely the star of the show, I would say. That's just my personal opinion, but it's not the only thing that Apple announced. Let's talk about the new colors for the iPhone 12. It's interesting because they only brought out a new color for the iPhone 12 and 12 mini, which was purple, and it looks good. However, I'm cool with that because quite honestly, I'm in love with my gold, and we're doing quite well. So the purple looks good, and I think it's a great option for anyone that hasn't yet purchased an iPhone 12 and is interested in upgrading. And now you have a new color option to choose from. All right, the next thing I want to dive into that I'm excited about are AirTags. I'm definitely the type that could benefit from this. So basically, AirTags let you keep track of your items. And this is a product that people have rumored for quite some time that Apple was going to be bringing out. So it's nice that we now have it and we can see it and we can buy it, because orders start for this on April 23rd and then they're going to be available on April 30th. So how it works is you attach it. It seems like you kind of like loop it into whatever you're trying to attach it to. It doesn't look like you can stick them onto anything, but you can purchase something like the leather key ring so that it's a little bit easier to attach to your keys, or you can get the leather loop to attach to other items. But if you want the cheapest option, then you're gonna wanna look at the Belkin secure holder with key ring, because that's going for like $12.95, whereas the others are more so around like $29 or $35 or more. So it's something to consider. And then from there, to track the item that you attach it to, you're gonna use the Find My app. And that's also where you can track your other devices and also keep up with your family and friends who share their location with you. Now with the AirTags, you do have the option to ping it in order to find it, but you don't have to just depend on sound. So you'll be able to see the distance to your AirTag and the direction that you need to head in. Now, if the item happens to be further away, your AirTag is basically going to send out a secure Bluetooth signal that can be detected by nearby devices in the Find My network. So in essence, you're going to be using, the Apple devices of other people in a secure fashion to find your missing item. Now, I'm sure you're concerned about security, because I know I am, but I'm happy to say that the whole process is encrypted and it's anonymous. That way your privacy is protected. Your location data and history are never going to be stored on the AirTag itself. And the devices that are used to relay the location of your AirTag, their information is also kept anonymous. So basically, not even Apple knows the location of your AirTag or even the identity of the devices that were used to send the location. Plus, you can also set it so that someone can get your contact info by tapping on your AirTag with an NFC capable phone. And if you've ever paired anything like AirPods before, basically that same easy one-tap setup process is applied to the AirTags as well. Now, in terms of the battery, it can last more than a year, so we should be good to go. But when it does come to the point that you need to replace the battery, you'll get a notification that you need to do so. And for those that are concerned about spills, thankfully the AirTags are also water resistant. And you can customize them. You can initial it or add an emoji. I'm probably definitely going to be more of the type that adds an emoji. I just got to figure out which one. So you can get a 2-pack for $29 or a 4-pack for $99. But I like the idea here for the AirTags. I'm definitely going to be looking at trying those out. They also announced new iPads.
Problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back.
We don't have new colors for the iPad though, just still silver or gray. But we do have new displays. So the 11-inch model gives you a liquid retina display with ProMotion technology and True Tone, whereas the 12.9 option is going to give you that liquid retina XDR display with ProMotion technology and True Tone. Outside of the displays being different, I want to say the 11-inch and the 12.9 inch are fairly the same. They both now also go up to 2 terabytes, so you have a ton of storage. In addition to that, they also both offer a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, which has a new center stage technology in it. So when you're FaceTiming, it will now track you and keep you centered in the frame. And if somebody happens to jump into the video, it will expand to, an ultra wide view to include them. And then when they get out of the video, it'll condense back to just focusing on you and following you around to keep you centered in the video. That's cool. But another new thing that was brought to the iPads is a USB-C connector with support for Thunderbolt or USB 4, which means you can connect these iPads to Apple's XDR monitor. And these new iPads also now offer 5G. So now you can get those super fast speeds on the go. And that M1 chip that is getting sprinkled across Apple's lineup of products is now also entering into the iPad. So you know what that means, because we're already getting spoiled with that M1 chip on the other products. That same beautiful, seamless, lightning fast, enjoyable experience on those products we can now find on the iPads. But we still can't use Final Cut on the iPads. I don't know if anybody else is just out there at every keynote like me, just crossing their fingers, just hoping, praying that Apple will say,
one more thing. We're gonna now bring Final Cut to the iPads.
Maybe it's just me, but one can hope. The battery life is still the same on the new iPads as it was on the previous models. So I want to say those are most of the upgrades that we're seeing on the new iPad lineup. I feel like I want to say more, but I'll just end the video here. If I have some additional thoughts, I'll probably bring out another video or say something on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on IG, you can do so at TechMeOut, TechMe0UT. It's also my handle on Twitter as well. But feel free to drop your questions and also your thoughts about the keynote down below in the comment section. I'm definitely going to be down there after this video chatting with y'all for a little bit. But that's going to sum it up for this one, y'all. As always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.